Hi guys, thanks for joining Polestar Australia. Today we're going to do a abdominal focused workout. It will take about 30 minutes. So let's start. So coming down onto your backs, onto the floor, knees are bent, feet are hip distance apart, and hands are running down alongside your body. Take a breath through the nose to prepare, and then on your exhale we're going to roll the pelvis back, peel the bottom off the mat, peel up sequentially until you're resting onto your shoulder blades, and then press down into your feet here. And on your next exhale we're going to lengthen the chest bone down, roll the hips towards our face as we send the spine down one bone at a time. Tailbone heavy, glutes nice and soft when you reach the bottom. And again, so exhale, roll the pelvis back, peel up one vertebra at a time, reaching the knees beyond the ankles, get a sense of opening up through the front of the hips. Take a breath in there, and then exhale, roll the spine down, keeping nice and heavy through the collarbones, reaching those knees forward but your hip bones back as you come down. Let's go for 3 more. So really find your feet. Should be feeling the glutes starting to warm up a little bit as your hips come up towards that top position. Watch the ribs are connecting towards your pelvis, and then exhale, coming all the way down. Nice even weight through both sides of your feet. So 2 more. Beautiful. Keep reaching those fingers towards your heels, and then that nice slow exhale as you come down, feeling nice and stable through both sides of the hips. On this next one, we're going to stay up at the top. So let's roll the hips back, press down into your feet, reach the thigh bones forward, but your hip bones to the chest. All right, now put in a little bit more weight into your left foot for me. Let's inhale, raise that right leg up into a tabletop position, and we're going to hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the right leg down, readjust the weight so it's nice and even through your feet here. Send the base of your glutes towards the back of your knees, soften your ribs maybe a little bit. Now put more weight into that right foot, and then we're going to inhale, take the left leg to tabletop position, and you guessed it, we're holding it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower that leg back down. Take a breath here, and on your exhale we're going to roll the chest bone down. Keep hollowing through the front of the body, opening up through the back of the body as we melt our spines down. All right, this time change your foot position for me. So bring your big toes together, just slide your heels out, connect the knees towards each other, and then nice and firm through both feet, we're going to exhale, roll the pelvis back, peeling up in exactly the same fashion as we was doing before. Now really press your big toes down into the mat for me. Squeeze the knees together here, and on your inhale we're going to lower the pelvis down just about halfway, keeping the spine nice and still. Press into the feet, raise the hips back up, and again, so lower the hips down and then pressing back up. So keep pressing the knees together as we lower and raise the hips up and down. Think of 2 pencils between your ribs and your pelvis, so you can't bend your lower back here. It's the weight down into the feet that lift the hips, drawing your glutes towards each other so you feel them starting to heat up. Let's go for 5 more here. Keeping the softness through the top of the shoulders, softness through your jaw. Beautiful, you've got 2 more. Keep pressing down into those big toes. And then in that top position, hold it there. And we're going to hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, guys. Let's exhale, lengthen the sternum down towards the mat. Articulate the spine down. Tailbone heavy, and squeeze your knees into your chest for me. Okay. All right, so from here, hands go behind the back of the thighs, and we're going to lengthen our head away from the mat, curl up into an assisted roll up. Beautiful. Okay, Maybe the feet walk a little bit further away from your pelvis. I want you to keep your feet nice and heavy as we do this next exercise. Hands stay behind the thighs. Let's take a breath in, grow that little bit taller. And then on your exhale, we're going to roll the pelvis back in exactly the same fashion. Just go down as low as the feet stay on the mat. Hands stay behind the back of the legs. Take a breath there. And then exhale, round the chest over your ribs. Try not to move the pelvis for as long as you can. And then stack up nice and tall. Let's go for 4 more. So exhale. Send the bottom towards the back of your heels. Keep the feet nice and heavy. Keep scooping that lower tummy. Take a breath into the back of the ribs and then exhale, roll the chest bone forward. Keep rounding the spine and then stack up nice and tall. If you want to advance, we can take our hands away from our thighs. Still coming down into that, what I'm going to call your sweet spot. So where you feel the abdominals working the most. Take a breath and then exhale, curling back up, stacking that spine nice and tall. 2 more from here, Karen. Beautiful. Just as Karen's doing, direct the eye gaze towards the thighs, into the tummy. Straight ahead though when we stack that spine. This time we're adding on, so we're going to roll down just to find that sweet spot. Now maybe roll the hips back that little bit more so you feel lengthened in the lower back. We're going to keep the pelvis nice and quiet. Let's inhale your right leg up into tabletop position. Exhale, lower it down, stay there, and then go to the other side. So let's keep alternating for 4 more each side. Feeling the leg feels nice and light. As you do this, keep scooping through the lower tummy. Think about your pubic bone drawing back towards your navel. All right, 1 more each side. Good focus. And then on your next exhale, we're going to roll forward and stack that spine up nice and tall. This time we're coming all the way down to the floor. So let's exhale, roll all the way down. Use your hands if you want behind the back of the legs. Beautiful. When you reach the bottom, hands go back behind your head. Interlink the fingers, so you're really wrapping your hands around your skull. Thumbs run down the back of the neck and just bring your feet in a little bit closer. All right, so on our exhale, let's curl the head, neck and shoulders away from the mat into a chest lift position. And then inhale, 1 leg up into tabletop. Deepen the tummy, send the lower back towards the mat as you take that 2nd leg up. Now glue the legs together here. And then on your exhale, we're going to arc the knees away. Tap the toes towards the ground and then inhale back up for me. So as I send my knees away from the body, I keep into my chest lifted position and I'm thinking about my lower back lengthening and drawing down towards the floor. So we want to be mindful here that we're not arching into our lower back. Squeeze the knees, see if that feels that little bit easier for you. Let's go for 3 more. See if you can float your chest up that little bit more for me. Well done. You've got 1 last one here. Beautiful. Let's stay with the legs there, reach the hands behind the back of the thighs. And now on your exhale, we're going to curl further up until we rest onto our sit bones. Beautiful. Let's raise the ankles up, reach our hands to our ankles. And then you're going to slide the hands along the thighs to the back of the legs. And we're going to roll down just into that chest lift position. Hands go back behind the heads. And we're going to arc the knees away. Inhale, back up. Hands reach behind the back of the thighs. And let's go again. So exhale, we roll up. Beautiful. Shins parallel to the floor. Hold on to your ankles. Slide the legs towards the back of the thighs, scoop the belly, slowly round the spine until you come into your chest lift position. Thighs tabletop, hands behind the back of the head. We arc the knees away, we inhale back up, and off we go again. So curling forward and up, beautiful control. Bring the hands to the ankles, the knees will come in, you'll feel your deep abdominals. Slide the hands back. And then exhale, use your pelvis so the pelvis rolls back Once your sacrum feels heavy, the rest might feel a little bit easier. Hands behind the head, let's arc the knees away. You've got 2 more reps here. Keep breathing, beautiful. Reach your hands to the ankles, come back, off we go. Looking straight ahead, as much balance work as there is core here. Arc the knees away. And one last one. We've got this. Beautiful. And then coming all the way back down. All right, we're going to go for us all the way down, Karen. That's it, head down. Let's roll all the way up this time. So exhale, roll the head forward. Press into the hands. Lovely. We're going to go for a second set of our original roll downs. So arms reach out ahead. We're going to send the bottom towards the back of the heels, really round into your lower back. Come to that little sweet point here. And then we're going to do exactly the same as what we did with our legs, but our arms start to raise up. So let's inhale one leg up to tabletop. Take the arms up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale the other leg. Exhale, lower down. If you wish to change the breathing, change the breathing. If you wish to keep your hands up high the whole time, then do this. As we can see, it's much more challenging as the hands go high to keep that roundedness through the spine. We're all doing well. Let's go for one more each side after this side. Good work. Excellent. And then let's roll all the way down for me. Woo. Okay, hands go back behind the heads for me, or the head. All right, elbows in your peripheral view. And then let's take again, one leg up to tabletop, deepen the tummy, and then exhale, take the second leg up. All right, so thigh bones are sinking towards the back of the pelvis. My lower back feels lengthened. I'm in a slight imprint towards the mat. Just moving the legs here. We're going to exhale, send the right leg away from our body. Lengthen it, really reach it across the room. Inhale back, and then exhale, send the left leg away. And then inhale, reach it back. Keep going like that. Note the lower you take the leg, the harder it will be to keep that slight imprint through your lower back. So let's see if we can go for 3 more each side. Trying to keep the ribs feeling wide and a sense of connection towards the mat. Upper body, no tension there. Good work. Let's do 1 more to each side. Okay, and now we add on. So we're going to exhale, curl up into our chest lift position. We do exactly the same with the legs. So let's send the right leg out. Bring it in, left leg out. We're going to go that little bit faster, maybe curl up that little bit higher. Let's go for 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And come all the way down. All right, feet onto the floor for me again. Hands stay behind the head. You're just going to take your elbows really wide onto the floor here. So pelvis stays nice and still. You can be either in that slight imprint or your neutral spine, which is more of that natural arch. And on your exhale, we're going to send our left chest up and over towards our right thigh, keeping that right elbow on the floor. And then inhale back, and then exhale opposite side. So as we go through this movement, we're just looking to rotate our upper trunk muscles, keeping our pelvis nice and still. So have a quick gaze at the pelvis. Make sure that your pelvis isn't moving with your upper body. Your pelvis is staying nice and grounded. Feet nice and grounded for me. All right, let's make the next side our last one before we add on again. Okay, so going into our full variation of crisscross. If you wish to stay as the first one, by all means do. So let's take one leg to tabletop, deepen the tummy, keep the lower back still as you take that second leg up, and then we're going to curl up into a chest lift position. So let's go the same direction. We're going to rotate our left chest to our right knee, lengthen the left leg out, come back to the center, stay lifted, and then twist to the left. So keep going like this. As you do it, I want you to try and keep both shoulder blades away from the floor. Think about rotating just around the base of your chest bone. Let's go a little bit faster for our last 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Come all the way down onto your mat. Hug those knees into your chest. Right, let's use an assisted roll up to come up, Karen. So hands behind the back of the thighs, nod the chin to the chest, curling all the way up. We're going to spin around and face the camera. Our feet are roughly mat distance apart, and we're going to grab behind us and pull our bottoms away from the bones at the base of our pelvis. So we really feel like we're sitting up nice and tall. If you've got tight hamstrings, by all means bend the knees, or you can sit into that diamond shape with your legs here. So I'll keep with the diamond shape, Karen will go with the full variation. So let's raise the arms up just in front of our armpits, beautiful, and then on your exhale we're going to twist towards the right. So pelvis stays nice and heavy, just again moving that upper body. Inhale back to the center, and then exhale, rotate to the left. Beautiful. Coming back to the center. Now imagine you've got a searchlight on your chest bone. You're just trying to send that searchlight all the way across the room. Right, we're going to add on from here. So we're going to rotate to the right, send your left hand towards your right ankle, look back towards your hand that's reaching away from you. Come back up to the center, de-rotate, and then we rotate to the left. Dive that right hand forward towards our left ankle, look towards your left hand, scoop the belly away from the thighs, sorry Karen, and then come back up. All right, we'll go in sync. So let's rotate, come up and over towards that right ankle, look to your back hand, come back up to a seated position, and then rotate to the left, dive up and over, draw the belly away from your thighs, and come all the way up to a seated position. Let's go for one more each way. This time we're going to stay there, do a few extra breaths. Think about the left ribs rotating under you that little bit more. See if you can reach your fingertips away from each other, and then coming back up for me. And then last one to the other side. Coming up and over. Beautiful. Have a play. See how you can make it more meaningful for you. I'm thinking about my left ribs wrapping back behind me a little bit more. And then I'm going to come up to that seated position. Right, straighten the legs and bring the legs together. And your hands are going to come beside your pelvis. So Karen's best position for her wrists are her fingers facing forward. I prefer my fingers facing out to the side. Some of you might prefer your hands behind you. You just choose what one feels better for you. Both of us are going to really press into our hands, broaden our collarbones, open up through the front of our body. And then on our exhale, we're going to peel our pelvises off the mat, point the toes forward, and come up into a plank position, really broad through the collarbones. And then on your exhale, just melting back down, keeping the arms really long, the chest nice and open. Next time we come up to this position, we'll just add on. So let's exhale, rotate the pelvis back, peel the pelvis off, beautiful. Let's stand into our right leg, and we're going to inhale, raise the left leg up, and then exhale down. We've got 2 more, Karen. Keep the hips high, last one. Press that left foot down, get a little bit heavier in your left foot, press through the hands, off we go with that right leg. So inhale up, exhale down, 3 in total, last one, and then nice and slowly coming all the way down. And then just fold forward, have a little stretch there for me. A few deep breaths on my side of the room. Okay, let's spin ourselves around again. So we're back on our mats, and we are going to do a bit of a lower abdominal exercise, which leads us into our scissor bicycle movement. So hands behind the thighs, out here if you wish to be a little bit harder. You're going to articulate the spine all the way down for me. Perfect. And just shuffle your feet in so it feels like a natural position. Right, let's take our right leg up into a tabletop position. Hold on to the back of the thigh, and then just stretch that leg up to the ceiling. A few little ankle rolls one way, so you're drawing a circle. Let's go for 4, and then you're going to go for 4 in the opposite direction. But your main focus is stretching through the back of that right leg for me. All right, now let's take our hands down alongside your body. Out wider might be a little bit easier for stability. And then we're going to take our left leg up into tabletop. Straighten the left leg out, but it goes on more of a diagonal position. So I've got about 20 centimeters between my feet. I'm going to try and keep that distance as now I exhale, roll my pelvis off, come onto my ribs, and then lower back down. So using your lower tummy, trying to keep the shoulders nice and quiet here. Let's just go for 3 more. Using as little momentum as possible and as much control as we can manage. Last one, palms up if you feel those shoulders are doing a lot for you. And then let's swap the legs over. We'll have our hamstring stretch first of all. So you can lower the right leg down onto the mat. Hold behind the back of the left thigh. Those little circles of the foot first. 4 in each direction. Don't forget you're supposed to be stretching behind the back of that left leg as well. Okay, and then from here, we can take the right leg up into tabletop position. Take your hands away, and then you're going to lengthen the right leg out. So you've still got the same gap. This time I'm going to take my hands up to the ceiling, and we've got 6 more here. So we're going to roll the pelvis off, and then come back down. Okay, so while this challenges my stability, my hands up, I kind of feel like my shoulders don't do as much for me here. So have a play, see what works for you. Let's go for 1 more. Beautiful. And then from here, you're going to have your hands come down onto the floor and your legs in tabletop position. Okay, we're going to go into a rollover. So anyone with neck issues, please avoid this movement, and you're just going to do some bridging or maybe some more of those lower tummy muscles. Myself and Karen don't have neck issues, so we're going to raise our legs up to the ceiling. And then on our exhale, we're going to roll our pelvis off the mat. Bring our legs to about 45 degrees. Hands come behind the back of the pelvis. I'm really light on my hands here. I haven't kind of sent my pelvis down. And then we're going to reach our left leg away from us and draw our right leg so it's parallel to the floor. Keep the tummy on as you change the legs in the opposite direction. So let's keep going like this. Focusing on staying nice and light in your hands. So there's a sense of connection between your pubic bone and your ribs. And the next time you take your right leg away and your left leg comes towards your face, pause there for me. And we're going to go into spirals. So we're going to send the left leg out. The right leg circles around. From here we're going to scissor. Scissor. And then we send the legs in a spiral the other way. So let's keep going like this. A nice sense of that hip mobility. Getting a little bit of an inner thigh stretch. Try and keep scooped through the lower tummy so that we're nice and light on our hands. Let's do 1 more. Beautiful. Bring the legs together, roughly 45 degrees. Hands come back down onto the mat. And nice and slowly with control, you're going to melt the spine down for me. Beautiful. And then hands, or legs rather, come into tabletop position. Hands come behind the back of the thighs. And we're going to roll up 1 more time, just because we can. You okay, Karen?
Very good.
All right, let's lie on our sides. Just a little bit more tummy work before we finish the class. So legs are nice and long. That's it. And we are going to have our feet stacked. And you can bend your bottom leg if you want to. Okay, so there's always this option. Me and Karen are going to go for the harder option. So we're going to really draw our toes back to our shins. That's it, Karen. And then from here, we're going to push into our elbow into your bottom foot. Raise the hips up and find a sense of length between your head and your feet. And then lower yourself back down. So if you felt unstable in that bottom shoulder, adjust your elbow. Ideally, it's right below the armpit and my collarbones and my chest is nice and open. This time we're going to press up. So let's exhale, press up. And then from here, we're going to inhale, lower the pelvis down, just shy of touching the mat, and then exhale, lift up again. All right, let's go for 8 of these. That was 2, and 3, 4, 4 more to go. Beautiful, nice and long through that underneath collarbone. Last 2, I believe. And then we're going to come all the way down, lengthen that bottom arm out and rest your head on that bottom arm. Okay, top hand can either come up to the sky, a little bit more challenge on your balance, or it can come in front of your chest. I have mine in front of my chest. And then we're going to glue our legs together, and on our exhale, with our hips stacked, we're going to raise both legs up, and we're going to inhale, lower them down. So feel weightless through that top leg. Imagine that bottom leg is just carrying your top leg. That was 3. Let's go for 8 in total. Beautiful, keeping the hips nice and stacked. Lovely, 3 more here. And then the last one. Good work. And then from here, we're going to come up, Karen, and we're just going to simply change our heads around. Okay? Might be a clash of me and Karen here. Oh no, I will come. Right, so we're in our side lift position first of all. So remember, elbow underneath your shoulder, nice long line, toes flexed back. Let's take a breath, and then on our exhale, we're going to push into our elbow, our bottom foot, lift up, and then come back down. Readjust anything that you need to. Remember, you're really reaching the soles of the feet away from you. This time, let's come up, and we're going to inhale, dip that hip down, exhale, raise it back up. So as we do this, we're really feeling the underneath of our waist, feeling lots of shoulder muscles working here. We're halfway, we've got 4 more to go. Oh, it's always harder, that second side, isn't it? All right, 2 more. Oh, and we get to lie down. Right, let's lie down. Okay, so head is nice and heavy on my arm. Karen's going to take the original position that she took, hand up. I'm going to have my hand in front of my chest or tummy for a little bit more stability. Glue the legs together. Let's go. Let's exhale, raise both legs up. And then inhale, lower down. Beautiful. One side might feel a little bit easier than the other, completely normal. Watch that your shoulders aren't doing too much for you here, especially if you've got the arm position like I have, the hand in front. Keep that sense of space between your ear and your shoulder. Let's go for 3 more here. Really lengthen the legs away as you reach them up. Last 2. Well done. And then let's push ourselves up. Okay, we're nearly there. We've got quadruped to do. So we are going to come into our 4-point kneeling. Right, fingers spread nice and wide. I'm thinking about nice broad shoulders, back of the head reaching to the ceiling. And there's this sense of connection in my bottom rib cage towards my spine. Just a little one, so I'm feeling nice and broad through my lower back. Let's send our right fingertips and left toes along the floor. And then we're going to raise them up in line of our body. Take the right hand behind the back of the head. Really reach that right elbow broad for me. And then on your exhale, you're going to rotate that right elbow towards your left knee. Curl the spine. And then inhale, reach back out into that start position. Exhale, hollow the belly, knee to elbow, reach out wide with the right elbow along with the left foot. Let's keep going, we're halfway through. We've got 4 more to go. So really press into that left arm. You can feel it's a little bit of a balance challenge here as well. So trying to keep that right hip on top of your right knee as much as you can. I think that was our last one. Let's take our right hand down and lower the left toes down. Bring the knee back underneath us. Right, before we move to the other side, just widen the top of your shoulders. Spread your fingers and feel that connection front and back of the body. Let's slide the left fingertips, right toes along the floor. Lengthen them as you lift them up. Really reach the crown of the head away from your toes. Left hand behind the back of the head.
Off we go. We're going to rotate the left elbow to reach our right knee. Inhale, lengthen back out. As I do this move, my eye gaze follows my knee as it comes in, and then it reaches beyond my fingers as I lengthen back out. We've got 4 more to go. As much as we're reaching that right leg out, I want you to reach the left elbow out. Keep nice and broad through that right collarbone. Last 2. Let's see if we can bring that elbow and knee together that little bit more. When you've done that second one, you're going to lower the left hand down, lower the right foot, and then come back in. We are on the home stretch. We've got 1 exercise left to go. So, nice long arms. Let's send the ribs nice and wide around the underneath side of our shoulder blades. Lengthen out one leg, doesn't matter what leg, you get to choose. Curl those toes under, nice and stable through the pelvis, strong in the arms. Let's send the other leg to meet it. Now we're going to point our left toes and we're going to raise that left leg up for 1 and 2 and 3. Curl the toes back under, point your right toes, nice level pelvis. Let's raise it up for 3 and 2 and 1. We are there. Let's pitch those hips up. Come into a downward dog for me. Watch the feet a hip distance apart. Really press away from the hands. Press your armpits towards your knees. And then nice and stable, we're going to walk the hands towards our feet for about 4 steps. Dangle the head, dangle the arms. Take a breath in. And then on your exhale, you're going to roll the pelvis down the back of the legs. Start to stack the spine up nice and tall. Hands come up to the ceiling. And we're going to sigh as we send the arms away. We are all done.